Do you ever feel like the world expects you to slow down, to quietly fade into the background? Just because you've reached a certain age, it's as if society has drawn a line in the sand, telling us that once we cross it, we're supposed to give up on our dreams, our vibrancy, and even our very sense of self. You might find yourself shrugging off a new hobby, saying, "I'm too old for that," or dismissing a new goal with a sigh, thinking those days are behind me. It's a painful reality that many of us face. This subtle pressure to diminish ourselves simply because the calendar has turned a few more pages. But what if I told you that much of what you've been led to believe about aging is completely, utterly false? What if the very ideas that make you feel old are nothing more than myths, powerful but untrue stories and that hold you back from living your fullest, most joyful life? It's a secret that many don't realize. A hidden truth that can unlock incredible potential within you, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. In this video, we're going to expose 6 pervasive aging myths that are keeping you from living your most vibrant life. We'll uncover the truth behind them and show you how to break free from these outdated notions, reclaiming your energy, your enthusiasm, and your future. Make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I've got a truth to share that might just surprise you and completely change your perspective on what's possible. Let's dive right in and tackle the very first myth head on. A belief that cripples so many of us before we even have a chance to prove it wrong. This is the myth that aging automatically means physical decline and weakness. That your body's destined to become frail, your muscles to wither, and your energy to simply vanish. How many times have you heard someone say, or perhaps even thought to yourself, "Well, I'm just not as strong as I used to be. That's just how it is when you get older." It's a pervasive idea, often reinforced by what we see around us or what media portrays. But here's the surprising truth. Significant physical decline is far more often a result of inactivity and lack of challenge, rather than age itself. Your body, even as you age, retains an incredible capacity to adapt, to strengthen, and to improve. Think about it this way. Your muscles don't just decide to disappear because you turned 60 or 70. They atrophy because they're not being used. Your bones don't instantly become brittle. Their density often decreases when they're not subjected to weight-bearing activity that stimulates new bone growth. This myth tells you to give up, to put your feet up, and to accept a dwindling physical capacity. But that's precisely what leads to the decline it preaches. The good news is, you can absolutely build muscle, improve your balance, and boost your stamina at any age. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder overnight, but about consistent, gentle, and intentional movement. So, what are the actionable steps to shatter this myth? First, embrace regular physical activity, even if it's just starting with a little more movement each day. This isn't about joining a gym if that doesn't appeal to you, but about finding ways to incorporate strength, balance, and flexibility into your routine. For strength, think about simple bodyweight exercises standing up from a chair without using your hands, doing wall push-ups, or using resistance bands. These are fantastic for maintaining and building muscle mass. You could also lift light weights, maybe even just cans of soup while watching TV. For balance, practice standing on one foot while holding onto something, or walking heel to toe. These seemingly small actions are incredibly powerful in preventing falls and keeping you independent. And don't forget flexibility, gentle stretches. Perhaps even a beginner's yoga or Tai Chi class can do wonders for your range of motion and overall comfort. The key is consistency, not intensity. Even 10-15 minutes a few times a week can make a remarkable difference. Let me give you an example. I know a woman named Margaret, who, in her late 70s, decided she was tired of feeling stiff and weak. She started with a 5-minute walk around her block every morning. After a few weeks, she added some simple stretches she found online. Then, she joined a senior fitness class at her local community center. Within 6 months, Margaret was walking briskly for 30 minutes daily, doing chair squats, and even lifting light dumbbells. She told me she felt stronger and more energetic than she had in years. and her doctor was amazed at her improved bone density readings. Margaret didn't stop aging, but she certainly defied the myth of automatic decline. She chose to engage with her body, to challenge it gently, and it responded. Now, that brings us seamlessly to our second myth, which is closely related to the first, but focuses on the mind the idea that you're too old to learn new things or change habits. This myth whispers that your brain is set in its ways, like concrete, and that once you've reached a certain age, your capacity for growth, for adapting to new ideas, or for picking up a fresh skill simply vanishes. You might hear people say, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks," or perhaps you've used the excuse yourself, "I'm just not good with technology," or "I've always done it this way." This belief can be incredibly limiting, shutting you off from exciting new possibilities and mental stimulation that is vital for your well-being. But here's the wonderful truth: your brain is incredibly adaptable. A concept known as neuroplasticity. It's not a fixed entity that stops developing. In fact, research shows that the brain continues to form new connections and even generate new brain cells throughout your entire life. A process called neurogenesis. This means you are absolutely capable of learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, understanding complex new technologies, or completely overhauling a lifelong habit. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't. Engaging in new learning experiences is like a workout for your brain, keeping it sharp, agile, and resilient against cognitive decline. So, how do we actively challenge this myth and embrace lifelong learning? Start by approaching new things with a sense of curiosity rather than apprehension. Think about something you've always been interested in but never pursued. Maybe it's playing the piano, learning to paint, taking an online course in history, or finally figuring out how to use that new smartphone feature that everyone else seems to grasp so easily. Take a class at your local community college or senior center. Download a language learning app. Even something as simple as trying a new recipe or taking a different route to the grocery store can stimulate your brain by breaking established patterns. The key isn't about becoming an expert overnight, but about engaging in the process of learning itself, challenging your brain in novel ways. Consider the story of Arthur, who retired from a demanding accounting job in his mid-60s. He had always wanted to learn to play the guitar, but his busy career left no time. When he retired, his friends joked that he was too old to start, but Arthur ignored them. He bought an acoustic guitar and signed up for beginner lessons. It was frustrating at first. His fingers felt clumsy, and his brain struggled to coordinate, but he persisted, practicing a little bit every day. Now, at 72, Arthur regularly plays at local open mic nights, performing songs he's learned and even a few he's written himself. He'll tell you that learning the guitar not only brought him immense joy, but also kept his mind incredibly sharp and expanded his social circle in unexpected ways. He shattered the myth that you're too old to pick up a new passion or change your routine. He simply proved that the capacity for learning is a lifelong gift, one that enriches every chapter of your life. Now that we've discussed the power of physical activity and the incredible adaptability of the aging brain, let's confront another common misconception that can cause unnecessary anxiety for so many. Moving on from the power of physical activity and lifelong learning, let's confront another common misconception that often creates unnecessary fear and anxiety for so many of us. This is the widespread myth that memory loss is an inevitable, unavoidable part of aging, that your brain is just destined to become forgetful, and there's nothing you can do about it. How many times have you misplaced your keys, forgotten a name, or walked into a room and wondered why you were there, only to then internally sigh and attribute it to senior moments? This belief is incredibly damaging because it can make you feel helpless and resign yourself to a fate that simply isn't true for the vast majority of people. While it's true that some processing speed might slow down with age, significant, debilitating memory loss is not a normal or inevitable part of healthy aging. Your brain, much like your muscles, benefits immensely from care, stimulation, and attention. The truth is that many factors influence our memory as we age, and a significant portion of them are within our control. Stress, poor sleep, nutritional deficiencies, lack of mental stimulation, and even certain medications can all impact memory. It's not simply a matter of the calendar turning. Your brain is a dynamic organ, capable of maintaining and even improving its cognitive functions well into later life. Think of your memory as a muscle. The more you use it and challenge it in healthy ways, the stronger and more efficient it becomes. Accepting this myth can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy where you stop engaging in activities that would naturally support your memory, simply because you believe it's already on an irreversible decline. So, how do we actively prevent memory loss and debunk this myth? The actionable steps involve a holistic approach to brain health. First, keep your mind active and challenged. This doesn't mean just doing crossword puzzles, though those can be helpful. It means engaging in novel, stimulating activities. Learn a new language. As we discussed earlier, pick up a new hobby that requires problem solving, like chess or knitting, or even simply read challenging books that make you think. Second, nourish your brain with a healthy diet. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and walnuts, antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables, and whole grains are incredibly beneficial. Think of it as fuel for your cognitive engine. Third, prioritize quality sleep. Sleep is when your brain consolidates memories and clears out waste products. Insufficient sleep is a major contributor to memory issues at any age. Fourth, manage your stress levels. Chronic stress releases hormones that can actually damage brain cells. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or spending time in nature can be incredibly effective. Finally, stay socially engaged. Social interaction is a powerful brain booster, keeping your mind alert and connected to the world. For instance, when you meet new people, try to actively recall their names and a small detail about them. If you're struggling, use mnemonic devices or simple associations. John, who loves jogging, might become Jogging John. These small, consistent efforts compound over time. Consider my friend Eleanor. In her early 70s, she started noticing she was forgetting words more often and misplacing things. Instead of accepting it, she got curious. She started doing online brain games, committed to walking 30 minutes every day, and focused on cooking meals rich in brain-healthy foods. She also joined a book club, which pushed her to read different genres and discuss complex ideas. Within a year, Eleanor's memory recall improved significantly, and she felt much more confident. She learned that a proactive approach, rather than passive acceptance, was the key to maintaining her mental sharpness. Her story is a powerful reminder that our brains are incredibly resilient and responsive to our efforts. Next, let's turn our attention to another deeply ingrained myth, one that often brings a sense of melancholy to the later years, the belief that old age means loneliness and isolation. This myth paints a picture of older individuals sitting alone, cut off from the vibrant pulse of life, and with dwindling social connections. It implies that as people age, their friends move away or pass on, their family might be busy, and the opportunities for new connections simply disappear. This idea can be profoundly depressing, making people dread their later years, and in some cases, it can even become a self-fulfilling prophecy if people withdraw due to this very fear. While it's true that life changes can present challenges to social connections as we age, perhaps retirement shifts your daily routine or friends move to be closer to grandchildren, loneliness is not an inevitable companion of older age. In fact, many older adults report high levels of social satisfaction and engagement. The truth is that staying connected requires intentional effort at any age, and the opportunities for forging new friendships and deepening existing ones are abundant, often in places you might not expect. You have a lifetime of wisdom and experience to share, and that is a truly valuable asset that attracts connections. So, what are the actionable steps to shatter this myth and cultivate a rich, vibrant social life? First and foremost, be proactive. Don't wait for invitations. Extend them. Reach out to old friends you've lost touch with. A simple phone call, a text message, or even a heartfelt letter can rekindle dormant friendships. Second, explore new avenues for connection. Your community is likely brimming with opportunities. Join clubs or groups that align with your interests: a book club, a walking group, a gardening club, a local choir, or a volunteer organization. Volunteering is a fantastic way to meet like-minded people who share your values and passions, all while contributing to something meaningful. Third, embrace technology to stay connected with family and friends who live far away. Video calls can bridge distances and allow you to see your loved ones regularly. Many online communities and forums also exist for every interest imaginable, providing a space to connect with others who share your hobbies, from photography to history. Fourth, consider becoming a mentor. Sharing your life experiences and wisdom with younger generations can create incredibly fulfilling connections and a sense of purpose. Lastly, cultivate your existing relationships. Make time for regular meetups, shared meals, or even just a cup of tea with friends and neighbors. These consistent efforts build the strong social fabric that wards off isolation. Let me tell you about George. When he retired, he found himself feeling quite alone after his wife passed away and his children had moved out of state. He had believed the myth of inevitable loneliness. However, a neighbor invited him to a weekly cards game at the local senior center. Reluctantly, George went. He started slow, just observing, but soon found himself laughing and chatting. He then discovered a community garden project nearby and decided to volunteer, tending to plants alongside others, sharing tips and stories. He formed deep connections. George now has a bustling social calendar, more friends than ever, and a renewed sense of belonging. He realized that isolation wasn't his destiny. It was a choice he could change by actively seeking out connection and opening himself up to new people and experiences. Finally, let's tackle a myth that often hinders our growth and prevents us from truly embracing the boundless possibilities that life offers at any stage: the idea that you should take it easy and avoid challenges as you age. This myth suggests that once you reach a certain age, you should retreat from demanding activities, shy away from new experiences, and settle into a comfortable, predictable routine. It often whispers that pushing yourself, learning new skills, or striving for new achievements is somehow inappropriate or even dangerous in your later years. The implication is that you've earned your rest, and now it's time to simply coast. While rest and relaxation are absolutely vital for well-being, a life devoid of challenge can quickly lead to stagnation, boredom, and a diminished sense of purpose and vitality. The truth is that purposeful challenge, when approached safely and thoughtfully, is essential for continued growth, mental sharpness, and emotional fulfillment throughout your entire life. It's about engaging with life actively, continuing to set goals, and stepping outside your comfort zone in ways that are meaningful to you. Think about it: a muscle that is never used weakens, and a mind that is never challenged becomes dull. Our spirits also thrive on the pursuit of something new, on the satisfaction of overcoming a hurdle, and on the joy of discovering capabilities we never knew we had. Embracing challenges keeps you engaged with the world, fuels your curiosity, and generates a powerful sense of accomplishment that is incredibly beneficial for your self-esteem and overall happiness. It's not about reckless behavior, but about intentional growth. So, how do you actively defy this myth and continue to embrace healthy challenges? First, redefine what challenge means to you. It doesn't have to be running a marathon or climbing a mountain, though for some, it might be. It could be learning a complex new recipe, volunteering for a demanding role in a community group, mastering a new piece of technology, or planning a trip to a place you've never visited before, perhaps even navigating it independently. Second, set small, achievable goals that push you just beyond your current comfort zone. For example, if you love gardening, challenge yourself to grow a new, difficult plant. If you enjoy reading, challenge yourself to read a book from a genre you've never explored. Third, be open to new experiences and say yes more often. If an opportunity arises to try something new, a dance class, a local history walk, or learning a craft, give it a try. Fourth, embrace problem solving in your daily life. Instead of immediately asking for help, try to figure things out yourself first, whether it's assembling a piece of furniture or troubleshooting a computer issue. This builds confidence and keeps your mind active. Remember to listen to your body and mind, knowing when to rest and when to push. The goal is engagement, not exhaustion. Take the example of Clara, who, at 80, decided she wanted to learn to paint. She'd always admired art but had never picked up a brush. Her family, well-meaning, told her to take it easy and perhaps try something less demanding. But Clara was determined. She enrolled in a beginner's oil painting class. It was challenging, messy, and sometimes frustrating. But the process of mixing colors, understanding light, and bringing an image to life on canvas captivated her. She spent hours in her studio, losing herself in the creative process. Clara not only produced beautiful artwork, but found a profound sense of purpose and joy. She often says that learning to paint was one of the most challenging, yet most rewarding things she'd ever done. She didn't take it easy. She leaned into a new challenge. And in doing so, she discovered a vibrant new dimension to her life, proving that growth and adventure are truly ageless. Now, for perhaps the most insidious myth of all, one that often whispers in our ears and tries to steal our joy and our future, the belief that your best years are behind you. This myth is a heavy one, often accompanied by a nostalgic sigh for the good old days, or a wistful glance at past achievements. It suggests that the peak of your life, the time of greatest fulfillment, excitement, and contribution, has already passed, and that what remains are merely the slow, inevitable twilight years. It implies that all the significant milestones and vibrant experiences are firmly in your rearview mirror, leaving you with little to look forward to except quiet decline. This perspective is not only disempowering, but fundamentally untrue. And it prevents so many from truly embracing the incredible potential and unique joys that every new chapter of life holds. The profound truth is that your best years are not a fixed point in time that you either hit or miss. Instead, they are a mindset, a continuous choice, and a fluid concept that you have the power to define and create, moment by moment, day by day. At any age, while youth brings a certain kind of energy and newness, older age offers a treasure trove of wisdom, perspective, resilience, and often more freedom than ever before. You have less pressure to conform, more clarity about what truly matters, and the incredible advantage of accumulated experience. You've navigated challenges, celebrated triumphs, and learned invaluable lessons. These are not things to be lamented as past, but to be leveraged as foundations for an even richer, more meaningful present and future. Your best years are the ones you are living right now, and the ones you are yet to create, armed with the wisdom of all the years that came before. So, how do we actively demolish this myth and truly embrace the idea that our best years can be right now, and still ahead first? Cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the present moment, instead of dwelling on what might have been or what you no longer have. Focus on the abundance that surrounds you right now, the warmth of the sun, the taste of a delicious meal, the laughter of loved ones, the beauty of nature. Practicing gratitude daily shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. Second, redefine what success and fulfillment mean to you in this stage of life. Perhaps in your younger years, it was about career advancement or raising a family. Now, it might be about cultivating deep relationships, pursuing a long-held passion, mentoring others, contributing to your community, or simply finding joy in everyday moments. Allow yourself the freedom to evolve your definition of a good life. Third, embrace curiosity and continue to seek new experiences. Just as we discussed earlier with learning and challenges, each new experience, no matter how small, adds richness and vibrancy to your life. Fourth, share your wisdom and experiences. Mentoring younger individuals, sharing your stories, or simply offering a listening ear can create immense purpose and a feeling of contribution, reminding you of the invaluable person you are. Finally, recognize and celebrate the unique gifts that come with age patience, perspective, empathy, and the ability to truly savor life's quieter moments. Think of someone like Doris, who, in her late 80s, started a small online business selling hand-knitted items. She had been knitting for decades, but never thought of it as more than a hobby. One day, Her granddaughter suggested she try selling her beautiful creations online. Doris was hesitant, feeling her best years for starting a business were long past. But with a little encouragement and help with the technology, she launched her little venture. It wasn't about making a fortune. It was about the joy of creating, the connection with customers, and the immense satisfaction of learning something new and bringing her passion to the world. She'd often say, "Every morning I wake up and I think, what wonderful thing will I learn or create today? These truly are my best years because I'm living them exactly as I choose." Her story isn't about grand accolades, but about choosing a mindset of growth and possibility, proving that fulfillment is an ongoing journey. So, we've journeyed through 6 powerful aging myths today. The myth that physical decline is inevitable, that you're too old to learn, that memory loss is unavoidable, that loneliness is your destiny, that you should always take it easy, and finally, the most pervasive one, that your best years are behind you. We've seen how each of these beliefs, though widely held, is fundamentally false. They are simply outdated stories that society, and sometimes even we ourselves, tell to limit potential. But now, you know the truth. You possess an incredible capacity for strength, for learning, for connection, for growth, and for profound joy, regardless of the number on your birth certificate. Remember, your age is a number, not a limit. It's a testament to your experiences, your resilience, and the incredible journey you've lived. Every single day is an opportunity to rewrite your story, to choose vibrancy over stagnation, and to embrace the truth about what it truly means to age. Small, consistent shifts in your mindset and your actions, as we've discussed, can lead to monumental changes in how you feel, how you engage with the world, and how much joy you experience. Don't let a myth dictate your reality. You have the power to create a new narrative, one filled with possibility and purpose. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these myths resonated most with you today? What's one small step you're going to take this week to defy an aging myth and embrace a more vibrant perspective? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could be just the inspiration someone else needs to break free from their own limiting beliefs. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. And consider subscribing to my channel. We're building a supportive community here dedicated to living our best lives, no matter our age. And I don't want you to miss out on any of our future conversations about thriving in every stage of life. Thank you for spending this time with me. Go forth and live your best life at every age. You truly deserve it.